Who invented the telephone? Well, it wasn't who you might think. The true inventor was Antonio Meucci, an Italian inventor with a passion for innovation and, honestly, a bit of a tragic story. Meucci arrived in the United States in 1850, and by 1860, he had already demonstrated a working model of a device he called the teletrofono. This was, believe it or not, 10 years before Alexander Graham Bell even filed his first patent. But despite this early innovation, Meucci's journey would be anything but easy. In 1871, he filed a caveat, a type of provisional patent to protect his work. But just 5 years later, in 1874, tragedy struck. Meucci was seriously injured in a ferry accident that left him scalded, and he could no longer afford to renew his caveat. The cost? Just $10. At the time, Meucci was struggling financially and couldn't speak much English, which meant his chances of defending his invention were, well, slim to none. In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell registered his patent for the telephone. And here's the real kicker. Meucci had sent his original sketches and working models to the Western Union lab for safekeeping. By some unbelievable coincidence, Bell worked in that very same lab and, wouldn't you know it, those models mysteriously vanished. Meucci, heartbroken but determined, sued Bell for stealing his idea. His case, however, was never fully resolved before Meucci's death in 1889. The legal battle lingered on, but it was Bell who walked away with the credit. It wasn't until 2004 that the United States House of Representatives passed a resolution recognizing Meucci's work and contributions to the invention of the telephone. But by then, Bell's legacy was, well, firmly in place. Now, Bell wasn't a complete fraud. He made some truly groundbreaking contributions to science. Believe it or not, he even taught his dog to say, "How are you, Grandmama?" A quirky little feat he used to communicate with his wife when she was in a different room. On top of that, he helped make the telephone a practical tool. And well, his relentless pursuit of innovation led to some other fascinating inventions. For instance, Bell created a hydrofoil back in 1919 that set a water speed record of 114 kilometers per hour, 70.84 miles per hour to be exact. And get this, he was 82 years old at the time, but of course he refused to ride in it. Honestly, that was probably a pretty wise move. Bell also tried his hand at animal genetics in a, well, rather bizarre attempt to increase twin and triplet births in sheep. He noticed that sheep with more than 2 nipples seemed to give birth to more twins. But his attempt at improving the species? It resulted in sheep with, you guessed it, more nipples, not exactly the groundbreaking discovery he was hoping for. Through all of this, Bell considered himself first and foremost a teacher of the deaf, a role that was deeply personal to him. You see, both his mother and wife were deaf, and he also famously taught Helen Keller, who later dedicated her autobiography to him. So, while Bell's contributions to communication are undeniable, let's not forget the lesser-known story of Antonio Meucci, whose work really laid the foundation for the technology we use every single day. So, the next time you pick up your phone, just keep in mind the forgotten inventor behind it. And hey, if you want more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.